Hey everybody, Gisele Grenier here. Okay, it's another hot day. I'm going to be recording a whole bunch of videos this weekend, and I'm going to do the best I can to keep the noise to a minimum because of the AC. So what I'm going to be doing is, I think probably about 7 videos on art pours, the acrylic art pours. It's the trend now, and I've done it before using pure paint and just a medium but nothing specific for art pours. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So it's going to be an experiment. Other than the four-legged monster over there and the four-legged monster over there, I'm going to keep the edits down to a minimum. So you see how things actually take place while I'm doing it. So it'll be in real time. I'm hoping to keep them super short. So yeah. For the experiment I'm going to be doing, this one isn't panning out the way I thought, so I'm going to do it now only because it's really, really cool. Okay, so first I'm going to use the DecoArt Media Fluid Acrylics, translucent white, primary yellow, primary magenta, primary cyan, and the DecoArt pouring medium. So I've got some colors already laid out, and I've also got some Dazzling Metallic Splendid Gold. This has been failing me, so I added more medium to see. Ratio is 1:1. My idea was I wanted to try an experiment on a stone, creating a light, almost like a cerulean color ocean and then splash a little bit of the gold. What I did is I took another little container, poured a little bit of the primary cyan, and then poured a little bit of the white, and then I wanted to actually mix it, but I swirled it, and look at the swirl. So I thought, I'm going to see what happens on here. So I've got these stones, and what I've done with these is that they're washed, hot soapy water, rinse really well, let to air dry, then primed with 1 layer of gesso here and then 2 layers of gesso here. And I'm not too worried about this side because I'm going to have to finish the back. And I took some Q-tips and I cut the pieces out to kind of suspend them because you can't put pins in these. I really got to work out a better system. I don't have any popsicle sticks, so I'm going to skewers. We only have a few left, which is for supper tonight. So we'll see what happens with that. So I'm going to take that and just pour that right on top of here. That's cool. Oh my God, look at that. Now there's some white showing here. I take a little bit of the paint, and because wet seeks out wet, so if I can get a little bit of that in there, I'm gonna have to look on the side. Oh yeah, there's some missing here. It's not as obvious when you're using the actual paint from the actual stone. Look at that. Oh my God. Tilt that so you can see what's on the bottom. Look at that. I am going to leave that. I love that. Okay, so that's going to be another experiment. So like with all of them, we're going to let this dry overnight and see what it looks like tomorrow. So people have been asking me how I set up my tray for the art pours. And I've got this Stay Wet palette here, and I've retrofitted it with gray palette paper and a sheet of glass. And I mean, you can put palette paper in it like that. But ideally what I like to do is take an actual an actual pad of palette paper, throw it in there, do my work in there. That way I can pick it up and put it into a drying rack that Joe built for me. You could just leave it on a shelf or whatever. And then on top of that, if you do create an art pour, let me just get a little one here, like on a stone. You can put a plastic container on top to avoid the dust going to settle, especially with weather like it is now. We have a lot of dust. All right, so let's do this one here. so this is a beautiful little stone. It turned out really, really nice, and it's a matter now of just varnishing it. Now I do have to admit that using the actual clear pouring top coat, not a fan. Not a fan only because you have to tilt it to let it run off, and then it makes a terrible mess. So what I'm going to do with this, now I never varnish on camera because of the shine, but I just want to show you what I would do, is just take, well, first of all, hold on, get my little sticks here. And varnishing, it all depends. I have a very set way I do my varnishing, and I use a DuraClear varnish because it's indoor-outdoor. So I have a message out to DecoArt if this stuff is the same. But you're supposed to just take it and pour it, and then tilt it at a 45-degree angle, which I find to be challenging. But why can't you varnish it like this? My idea, the reason behind it, I believe, is because that way it's a very thin layer of varnish that runs off. You're just left with a very thin layer, and you're not left with actual brush strokes. So that's what this experiment is going to be about, is will it actually leave brush strokes? Now, let me get another one here. So here's another one that I did. So it's with paint and metallics and some glitter. And just to show you, let me put that in water, is that you just basically pour like that. And you basically, it's just the same thing. You just go round and round and round and cover everything. I mean, it is a long process, not enough product. But you can see now where I'm going to get stuck is, first of all, wearing gloves. You let it run off the whole piece. And I'm thinking, you know what? This is very similar to what you do with resin, which I don't like doing either. Not for protecting artwork. You just let it run. And I know the camera is not at the right angle for this. Okay, so we've got it there. And then basically you let it sit at a 45-degree angle to let everything run off, and that way you're left with a very thin coat. Now, I did do some pieces to compare, and I found that the finish was no different than whether I used the triple thick or the DuraClear high gloss. I didn't find any difference in the finish. So now I'm stuck with this. I got to do something with this. So if I had to decide now, I'm going to message DecoArt, you know, to find out. Let me just put that there for now, to find out what the true difference is. But honestly, if you're doing art like this, you don't know what the person's going to be doing with it. I myself, I would stick with the DuraClear line because it's for indoor outdoor. Because I'm going to start doing a lot more of these art pours for abandoned art. So you need to know what people are going to be doing with it, and if you don't, always opt for the worst case scenario. So that's it. So that's it. So yeah, looking at the little stone here, the only thing I can think of is it running, because it's so thick, is that because it puddles and you need it to level off and just leave a thin coat behind. So that could be it. But when the DecoArt lets me know the real differences between the varnishes, then I will update you guys so you are well informed. Alrighty, so I hope that you enjoyed the video with this beautiful little stone. Oh, let me show you another one. Look at this one. This was an experiment I did using crackle glaze, and you'll have to check out that video as well, because that was really, really interesting. Alright, you guys, so the question, let me know what you think of art pours. Is that a technique that you might like doing? And if you have done it, what products do you use? Because we like to learn from everybody. What products do you use? And do you have a specific tip or technique that you'd like to share with everybody watching? And we'll see what happens. Alrighty, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That way you won't miss out on everything. I think now you have to hit subscribe, bell, and then all options, I think. YouTube is making it really hard for people just to get notifications. Better yet, in the description below, go to my art community, totally free. It's not Facebook, and I post a lot of stuff there ahead of the YouTube channel. Alrighty, so I'm going to go off and finish another video. So until I see you in that one, stay inspired.